Well, good morning all. We are on Sunday the 26th of February. Just waiting for my mate Chris, and we're going to head off down to Elphick for 48 hours on the North Lake. Yeah, fingers crossed we'll be able to get in amongst them. Yeah, don't know what's been happening down there. Don't tend to take any notice, to be fair. Purely because, you know, the fish tend to change their habits down there week in, week out. You know, with the angling pressure, it's a very busy day to get water. So yeah, we'll have to see when we get there on what's occurring, how busy it is, and etc. Yeah, looking forward to it though. As you've seen in my other vlogs, you just don't know when you get a bite what's going to be on the end. It's a very exciting place to fish. But yeah, you do have to think about your tactics and what have you there. You know, I generally, once I've cast out and I'm 100% happy, I'll leave my rods out there for 24 hours or more generally, just to keep my swim quiet, you know, undisturbed, and hope that the fish come in. Sometimes it's a case that other anglers push them into your swim, you know, whether it be by casting leads or spomming. Sometimes it just pushes them in front of you. So yeah, like I say, I haven't got a clue what's been happening or how busy it is. We're just going to get there and see how we go. See you on the bank.
Well, good afternoon all. Yeah, we're here. Put the rods out. Just about to put a little bit of bait out. Got 2 on the spot. 10 wraps. And 1 just roving at the moment, just on a solid bag. Yeah, got nothing much to go on, to be fair. Only the fact that the centre of the lake, or sorry, the centre of this end, done the bites over the weekend, but it was only 2. It was a 34 and a 44. Yeah. So yeah, not a lot else to go on other than that. But we did see one out in that zone, and I'm here with friends of mine, Chris and Simon. And we were standing there when one showed out in front of swim 3 on the roadside here, and yeah, my mate Chris has gone in there, so I thought, you know, let's just go back in swim 4. It's done me well in the past, but yeah, I dare say when Simon arrives, it you know, it goes just as Chris's left or up on the dam, which is a good bet. It's cold wind blowing from this bank across to the other side. So we're behind it, but it is a cold wind as well. So I don't know if it was like that at the weekend when the 2 fish got caught over in the middle over there, but it's certainly fresh now. But we're here and trying, that's the main thing. Usual wafter with maggot tipped up baits. All the ASM, and we're putting out ASM crumb and red maggots. Yeah, fingers crossed over the next 48 hours we'll get amongst them. Just to be a case this afternoon of watching the water and yes, seeing what else we see. Fingers crossed for one of them big chunks, or a carp would be nice, to be fair. Yeah, because this session will be my last one here until we got a lake booking in September, so yeah, it'll be my last trip here until then. So be nice to end it on a fish. But yeah, despite the cold wind, it's looking good. Pressure's a little bit sketchy. I think it's 1025, 1027, somewhere about there. So yeah, that's a little bit sketchy, that. But the clarity of the water's a lot dirtier than it was last time I was here. So maybe that's a sign that the fish are moving about out there, because it's not had any rain as such to turn it that colour. Who knows? We shall know as the session goes on. Bring on the carp.
Totally understand, and that's why they're not going again.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are coming in to the first night. Only had our rods out, what, 3 hours now, about 3.5 hours, I suppose. Yeah, very little signs to go on. We think we see one between me and Chris next door. Yeah, and the interesting thing about that was I decided that what I call my right hand rod was my roving rod. Just I'm flicking it about on, on bags and bits and pieces like that. I switched it so it was on the left hand side, and when I went to feather it down, it went donk, donk, bonk, landed. So it definitely hit a couple on the way down, no doubt about it. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there's fish out here. Well, there was until I hit them with a lead. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. It's definitely going to be a cold one tonight in this valley. Sky's gone really clear, as you can see behind me. We've just got the odd few clouds that, especially over that way. Look, it looks like it's going to threaten a little bit of sleet or something. But yeah, it feels good though. I feel good going into the night. Yeah, fingers crossed the old one of them will drop down, have a feed or more. But yeah, so two over bait, ASM crumb and maggots, and one just fishing 2 bags. One of the bag, it's got a bag of maggots on there as well as a bag of crumb. Yeah, I'm just going to keep flicking that one about, see if I can buy a bite that way. I'm going to have a little wander up to my right in a minute because I'm pretty sure something occurred up there earlier. I was standing here with another guy that's fishing down the corner swim, and yeah, we're standing there talking, and a big vortex sort of cut the swims to my right, but then you see a little bit of bubbling coming up. So yeah, I'll have to go and investigate down there in a little while, see what's occurring. Yes, rainbow forming behind me there. Can't quite see it. Oh, you can just about. Yeah, the rainbow forming there. So there's rain not too far away. But yeah, it looks like I say, it looks like it's been threatening for a while. To be fair. Yeah, here it comes. The rain's here. It's with us. So yeah, it's the only thing we've got to go on is the 2 fish that have been caught this weekend. Yes, Chris is opposite that area, and I'm just to the right. So we'll see. Just a case of watching the water, and hopefully we can get rigs to wherever they are. I'm pretty sure. Well, left-hander's definitely on them, or it was. It went down through the layers, but yeah, we'll see. Quite happy to leave that for a few hours and see what happens with that one. And the other 2 are over 14 spoms. I put 14 spoms over it. There's not much food bait in there really. I know it's a lot of crumb and that, but it's easy digestible bait with the maggots in there. Yeah, we'll have to see what occurs this evening. Chris is going to do a lovely spaghetti bolognese, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully we get awoken in the night by Carp. Hello. Let's get back in the bivvy. It is hailstones. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Right, guys, as always, if I have anything tonight, you'll be the first to know. Failing that, I'll speak to you in the morning. Morning all. It's a very chilly morning. I even had ice in the top of my bottle this morning. Yeah, it keeps trying to sleet and snow out there, and yeah, nothing to go on as yet. Mate Chris next door's had a couple of liners during the night, but no fish as yet. seen a fish up on the dam, but yeah, late yesterday evening. But other than that, very quiet. So we're just going to sit here, watch the water. Yeah, and hopefully try and find where they are. I'm going to give it till this afternoon, and yeah, see if there's a move on the cards after, you know, sit here through the morning period, and just see if there's anything to show out in front. If not, I'm going to move for the next night. Yeah, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Well guys, 9:15 in the morning. Yeah, it's become obvious that there's nothing in front of me, but they're from next door, which is swim 3 on the roadside, through to swim 1. Yeah, they're out in front of Chris, and they're out in front of swim 1. I see a massive carp out there earlier. Definitely a 40-pounder without a doubt. They come up so slowly, nutted out, half its body out the water. It's a big one. You had a chat with Sid, who's in that swim, in swim 1, and I'm going to move in there after he goes. He's going this afternoon, and I've still got till sort of close tomorrow, so it's definitely going to be worth making a move. I think with the high pressure we've got above us, we've got 1,030 air pressure. I think definitely going to have one on the zig, without a doubt. Definitely. The weather's been very changeable today. Yeah, it was snowing and sleeting this morning. Now it's bright sunshine. Typical high pressure, to be fair. Yeah, so it's going to be one on the zig without a doubt. Put the other 2 out over bait. I'll definitely, you know, we know there's fish there. I've seen one, so yeah. Hopefully this afternoon at some point he will give me the nod, and I'll move. Yeah. Plenty of time left yet to buy ourselves that all important bite, and yeah, to be fair, when I move out of this swim, I'll feel a lot better, to be fair. I'm nowhere near them from where I've seen them today. Seen several opposite Chris, and one up on the dam, and the one up on the dam was shortly after a little bit of fizzing I see, and yeah, exactly the same spot. The fish nutted out, I was staring right at it. So yeah, just gonna have a cup of coffee now and just wait, pass the time by about lunchtime, providing it don't look like it's going to do any more raining or sleeting. I'm going to get everything up on the barra ready to move this evening. Yeah, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. One thing's for sure, I need to make that move without doubt. Well guys, we're just biding our time now, ready for a move. Yeah, there's definitely signs of them up there. A move is a no-brainer, to be fair. It's yeah, I think I've seen 3 now, and several when the sun's been out. I've seen loads of bubbles and that popping and that out there. So, you know, whether they're actually on the bottom or whether I think they're in the layers, to be honest, but at least they're there. I mean, plan of attack down there is going to be 2 rods out on bags initially, just to get some lines in the water, and put one on the zig. So yeah, but it's definitely dead water in front of me without a doubt. There's nothing to see out here. So yeah, we just most of the barra, the gear's on the barra down there already. We're just going to slowly ferry stuff along. Yeah, and await developments. Fingers crossed it won't be too long before we can get some lines in up there.
Mind you, I suppose they're getting ready to have young, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think a lot of them go out to sea to do it anymore, do they?
I don't know, Chris, to be fair.
No, I'm sure I heard it on fucking...
Right guys, we have a change of scenery. Rods are out. yeah, and I've seen another one and a bit of fizzing since I come round here, so fingers crossed. I'm not going to put any bait out yet, I've just got the rods out. Fingers crossed we can get one. They're definitely here, so there's a few of them, so fingers crossed. So all we can do is put a bit of bait out and yeah, just keep changing things and try and buy a bite. But yeah, there's no question, I've seen them here since I've moved, and I've had a liner on the right hand rod which is on a zig, so yeah, fingers crossed. Get the spawn rod wrapped up to where I'm fishing and get some bait out there just before dark. Well guys, the move paid off. We've not just got ourselves a carp, we've got ourselves a monster carp. Yes, a good 40 pounder that is, without a doubt. Big carp. Happy days. Right, let's get her out and see how big she is. We ain't just got ourselves a big carp, we've got ourselves a very big carp. 44.4. Yeah, 44 pound 4 ounces. How about that, guys? What a beast. Yeah, absolutely buzzing with that one. It's a cracker. That is an absolute cracker. Yeah, well pleased with that. Again, a move pays off yet again. I always say it, and yeah, without a doubt, if you find them, move to them if you can. Yeah, that is one hell of a carp. Right, let's turn around. Absolutely buzzing. What a fish. Yeah. That is a monster. Well pleased with that, guys. Right, we're going to get her back and have a celebrate with a cup of coffee, I think. Yeah, that was well worth the move. What a carp. Let's get her back. Thanks for coming. There we go, guys. Nice wake up call this morning. Looks like we've got a upper 20, scraper 30. Yeah, happy days. Hopefully there's another bite in it today. Fingers crossed. We should sit out the day now. We've had a bite this morning, that's for sure. But yeah, it's not as active as it was yesterday morning, but we've already had a bite to the good, so let's get it sorted out. Well, happy days, guys. £30 and 8 ounces this one. Nice chunky mirror to start the day. Oh, look at that brute. Yeah, what a cracker that is. Lovely, big scales down its back. Yeah, it's a nice one. Real mint one, that one. But yeah, lovely way to wake up this morning. I was expecting it to, you know, to start seeing stuff about 8 o'clock, but yeah, had a bite before we even seen anything today. Whereas yesterday morning, when Sid was in this swim, we see one about 8 o'clock and then another couple later on in the day. So yeah, fingers crossed for another one or two today. Just got to decide now whether I'll risk putting any more bait out or just leave it as it is. But yeah, that's a cracker, that one. That really is a cracker. Show the other side quick. Very plain on this side. Bit of a strange scar in the middle of it. But yeah, well pleased with him nonetheless. What a cracker. Yeah, had a couple now. We always want more, you know. It's good to be greedy, but yeah, I'm well pleased to have had a couple on this session. You know, it's gonna be it now for the old the end of this winter. So yeah, happy days. Let's get this one back and sit back and have a celebrate with a cup of coffee. I think good times. Well, we're at 9:30 in the morning. Just thought I'd update you. Obviously it was a lovely wake up call this morning, that £30 8 ounce mirror. Yeah, I've been sitting here and staring at the water, and yeah, literally 10 minutes ago, in and around the right hand rod, one slowly sort of just nutted out. So yeah, they're still out there. I'm going to give it till about 11, something like that, then I'll redo that rod. That was the rod that I had the 44 on last night, and I freestyle cast it, if you like. I didn't wrap it up. Yeah, so I don't know if I've gone too short or too far, but I know it's roughly 10 wraps, 10 and a half wraps where that fish just showed. Yeah, but it was good in the fact that, obviously, because I had that fish this morning, I didn't know if I'd spooked them, but no, where I see them yesterday, they were more right, and it doesn't look like they've gone anywhere, to be fair. So yeah, fingers crossed. Oh, and the other thing, last night when I moved into this swim, I forgot to mention, usually, as you know, I use the slip D with a wafter, sometimes with a cork or foam plug in the middle. And it's capped off with 6 or 7 maggots, 5 to 7 maggots generally. And yeah, well, I've been toying with a rig because I do like the fluorocarbon imps. I don't often use them these days because I don't think you can outfish braid, but sometimes you want the rig to be laid out, you know, slightly longer, especially for them bigger fish. If they're, you know, sucky, especially things like crumb maggots, they're hoovering them up off the bottom, sometimes from a fair distance. And you know, because I like the sort of 6 or 7 inches on the slip D, I thought, well, with a fluorocarbon imp I can afford to go a little bit longer. So yeah, I'll put a 9.5 inch fluorocarbon 15-pound D rig out there. But I do like a big gaped hook if I'm fishing that way, because obviously, you know, I don't think it goes back the fluorocarbon, because it's being a bit stiffer, doesn't go back as well as a braided hook length would. So I generally have it slightly longer, and I prefer to fish a big wide gape hook. And on that occasion I decided to go with a choddy crank. Yeah, that way it's got an outturned eye, so it makes the gape wider. You haven't got your fluorocarbon trying to kick back towards the point. It stays sort of straight. So that was my way of thinking, and yeah, that was the only rod. It was the only rod I thought, no, I'm not going to put any bait there, because I initially had it on a zig. I changed this in the dark last night, and I thought, I'm not going to put any bait there. It's sort of too late now. I don't want to disturb the swim so much, so I just put a bag of crumb, slid a bag of crumb down the rig, and a bowl of maggots underneath, and yeah, flipped it to where I'd seen a fish earlier in the day, and a bit of bubbling, and yeah, midnight last night it was away with a 44 pounder on it. So yeah, well pleased with it. Yeah, that is it. Big crank hook on there. Yeah, remember it's a barbless rule here, guys. This one is a barbed, just to show you. They're always crimped down. You can get those little pliers to crimp your barbs down from any sort of hobbycraft shop. So yeah, we'll do that now. You got to be very, very careful when you do that. There you go, barb's gone. Right, you got to be very, very careful when you do that though, because obviously on a beak point hook, you know, it's going back towards where the barb is as well, so you've got to be very careful where you squeeze it, because you'll end up pinching the point of the hook off. But yeah, that is it. A little wafter tip with maggots as usual. Big wide gape on that crank there, but as you can see, look, the out-turned eye makes the fluorocarbon sit straight up rather than it pushing back towards the point. And as I say, that done the big one. Yeah, first time using it, but yeah, I've been toying with it and thinking about it, and the only way to fish that I've found, or the better way to fish it, is with an outturned eye, because it doesn't close the gap up of the gape of the hook. And yeah, and it's worked. You know, first fish on it, 44 pounder, so you can't be bad. Yeah, and it's just got the loop on the end, ready to go over the quick change swivel. So yeah, that one's been made up, ready to go out. Yeah, just gonna give it an hour and a half. Like I say, I've just not long seen one, so yeah, don't want to disturb it just yet. Fingers crossed for the day, guys. I think, you know, now I've seen that one, I wasn't sure whether I was going to go home at lunchtime or end of play today, and I think it's going to be end of play now. Yeah, now I've had a, you know, I had a bite in the dark and a bite in the day now, so although it was first thing, I think we'll yeah, we've seen one. It's definitely worth staying, I think. Yes, meanwhile, I'm gonna have my coffee, sit and stare at the water, try and make some sense out of this mess I've created this morning in here, and yeah, obviously wait developments. The main thing is we've seen another one since we had that last one. That's the main thing. Although it's more on the right hand side, like I say, that doesn't mean anything, because I've had one on the right and one on the middle rod now. The only
place they don't seem to be creeping into is when I've got the left hand rod, but I'm not going to disturb the water too much. If I do recast, it's only going to be that right hand rod. Don't want to give them too much of an excuse to move. But yeah, I see that fish nut out. I'm not. It's the wind's pushing from behind me across the lake, and my water's pretty flat, calm. And although I see that fish nut out, I've not seen any other signs of like any sort of fizzing or bubbles. Almost like they're spending most of their time in the surface layers. There's always a thermocline in the water. There's always one this time of year, and yeah, they generally, when they're sitting up, they will hang about in that warmer layer of water. So yeah, when it's high pressure like this, 1030, it's so, you know, you just got to hope at some point they drop. And when, you know, yesterday when I put that zig out, the only way to fish zigs really is to have them all on, you know, all three out really, because I hate having a tight line through the swim. Yeah, and it played on my mind till after dark when I redone it, and it was well worth redoing in the end. So but yeah, when I see them yesterday, I thought they were up in the layers, and that's why I put one out there as soon as I come in here. But yeah, it was soon off. Didn't like that tight line going through. No, it plays on my mind. So don't want to be cutting the other rods off really, spooking them. So yeah, that's enough of the old gassing, and we'll sit back, finish my coffee, wait developments. Fingers crossed for another one. Well guys, it was worth not moving the rods, because yeah, although I'm pretty sure it's an old friend, it's a lump nevertheless. You can't pick them at the end of the day, you just got to go through them, and yeah, that's up there, that's a big fish. So yeah, we should get her out and have a look at her. It just goes to show guys, you know, if you can move, if you see them and you can move on them, move. You know, this time of year they might not necessarily end up coming to you, so you've got to make the most of it. But yeah, right, we're going to treat the other side. She's got a bit of a cut and that on this side, scales lifted and what have you. It's an old one, but we're going to treat her up anyway, so, and then we'll get her back. But yeah, buzzing with that. What a kipper. Yeah, she certainly put some weight on that old girl. Right, happy days guys. Unit going back guys, unit going back. There she goes. Thanks for coming, you big old girl. What a kipper. Unbelievable place this is. Happy days. Well guys, you know how different this session could have been. Yeah, about 20 minutes ago I was swimming an hour and thinking, you know, what's happened, have they moved, have they moved? Looking out there and one literally head and shouldered. I'm looking at the line of it thinking, that must be 2 rod lengths in front of where I'm actually fishing on the middle and right hand, well, on all 3 of them at the time. So I thought, that's it. I mean, I hadn't had a bite on the left hand rod, so I thought, right, I'm going to whip that one in, just put a couple of bags on, one of crumb and one of maggots,
Flicked it, judged, just sort of guesstimated it really at about 8.5, 9. Cast it out, yeah, 20 minutes, and in that net I reckon there's another 40-pounder. Yeah, it's absolutely madness. Yeah, how different this session could have been. Again, guys, it proves, you know, don't just sit in the swim. If you've seen something and you can move to them, move. You know, don't just sit there on your hands, because, mate, there's, you know, at the end of the day, I could have sat up there and gone home with nothing, but I didn't. I moved yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Well, 4 o'clock was when I could get in here and fish, and it's paid off. We've got the fourth one in the landing net, and possibly the third 40-pounder. Yeah, it could have been so different. It could have been so different. But right, let's get her out the landing net. See how big she is. There we go, guys. Yep, another giant. Right, let's see how big she is. Let's get her out. Well, there we go, guys. Fish number 4. Not quite as big as I thought it was, this one. It's got the length and the shoulders, but just not the depth. But still, who's complaining at 37.14? Another one of North Lakes monsters. Yeah, look at that one. Yeah, well pleased with that one. Yeah, it's, as I say, come to a bait cast. Took about 2 wraps shorter than where I was actually fishing, so like hovering right above my lines. But yeah, what a unit. Buzzing with that one. Fingers crossed. Have we got time for another one? Who knows? But yeah, well pleased with that one. Quickly show the other side. Yeah, she's been laying up, that one, that's for sure. She's camera shy, this one. Yeah, she don't like that side. I tried lifting her up on that side a minute ago, she didn't like it. There she is. Yeah. One last lift. Happy days, guys. She's pretty angry, so I'm going to leave the stills. Maybe get a couple of photos off the video, because yeah, she's aching my arms and she's not very happy. So let's get her back. What a session again. It could have been so different. Thank you very much. Well, guys, yes, like I say, how different things could have been, you know, if I'd stayed up there, made the effort, moved, you know, it's paid off massively yet again. You know, it's like today, been watching out there. All right, I had a bite that woke me up this morning, or pretty much woke me up this morning, off at 30-pound mirror. But then I repositioned the rod, or 2 rods, because one of them got wiped out by the fish when I was playing it. And by staring at the water, I see one show, but I knew not to touch the other rod that I wanted to reposition. I left it, and literally within half an hour, middle rod's pulled up tight again and whistled off, and yeah, we had another one. The funny thing is, by sitting here and watching, the 2 shows I've seen today have both led to me getting bites. The last one, it showed sort of almost over me lines, because I'm fishing 10.5, and it was probably near 8.5, 9, to the left hand side. So I quickly skipped the rodding, bag of ASM crumb, bag of maggots. The ASM wafted tip with maggots, flicked it back out there. It didn't take long again. Yeah, I think 20 minutes, half hour, it was away with a 37-14 mirror. So yeah, if you're out to catch fish, guys, and not just socialise, you know, I can't explain how important it is to watch the water. If I'd sat up there and just let it happen, I would have been going home with a blank today, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So. Well, we are down to the last 2 hours. I believe it's 2:20. So yeah, 2 hours to go. Rods are out there now, settled. That'd be it now, I think, to be fair, unless I get a bite in the next hour. Any bites after that, the rods will be staying in. So yeah, fingers crossed for another one. Well guys, what can I say about this trip? Another good one down at Alfix. Yeah, gonna miss it, to be fair. Love me the few trips I have in the winter. But yeah, next winter we'll give it a go. I have a better year, to be honest, and there's a few other day tickets I want to have a go at as well in the winter time. So yeah, that is the end of the session. Going to struggle to pull myself away today. No, I'm not coming back for, you know, till September. I think we've got a booking. Yeah, it's going to be hard to pull myself away, as I say. So, but another great trip. If you like the video, guys, give us a thumbs up. Think about subscribing, or should I say smash the subscribe button. Click the notification bell, that way you'll be notified the next time I have a vlog go live. By all means, follow me, Adam Honeyset on Facebook, Adam Carp Honeyset on Instagram, and one thing's for sure, we'll see you on the bank very soon. Thanks for watching, guys, all the best.